Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Behind me is my Chevy Silverado. It's a 2000 with the LM7, the 5.3. This truck's got a lot of sentimental value to me. It's a constant project. I bought it originally for work, and over time it just phased out, and I actually bought a commuter car. I didn't need it anymore, so it ended up just sitting in the garage. Used to have a 3-inch lift on it, so it's quite a bit different than how it sits now, and used to go four-wheeling and, like I said, use it for construction, towing trailers, all kinds of random stuff. And eventually I needed another truck, but I needed one that was a lot more capable, so this one was just still kind of in the background. And since I didn't need it and I didn't use it that much, I think I only drove it about, I want to say 12,000 miles in the last 10 or 11 years. So very, very little. It's still in very good condition. It does still have its, bumps and bruises. It's got 167,000 miles on it. So it's supposed to be a street truck. I've always wanted a camshaft and a Pro Charger for this truck. And probably for about the last 12 years, but financially just never been able to swing it. And so now I'm kind of gearing up for all those things, but after learning what not to do with other cars, I'm actually trying to build this truck right and slow and not worry so much about budget, because I want it done right. So if it takes a longer period of time, then so be it. So I just threw a set of wheels on it. Wheels and tires on it last year. These are some 420Vs. They're the newer ones that replaced the 420Ss. I really enjoyed the 420Ss, but I couldn't get them for this truck. So, and then I threw some fuel wheels on it. Just got some stock sized drilled and slotted rotors for it. Definitely need a set of brakes. So I did put the truck on a lowering kit, and it wasn't so specific like a 4.6 or anything. I just I think what I did was I put a 2-inch shackle. I'm sorry, I did put a 2-inch drop shackle in the back. I pulled the overloads, and then on the front I put some lowering keys. The truck was originally a Z71, so I did actually pull the blocks too. It was a huge difference in height. I think the block itself was like 2 1/4 or something like that. There's been times where I've kicked around the idea of going lower, but I still want to be able to use the truck in certain situations, and I don't want to be unable to get it on trailers and do other things.
So why didn't you keep it lifted and then Pro Charge it and just go mud bogging?
So I've got a 3/4 ton truck that I've got some stuff done to, and actually this more stems from a Subaru that I had probably about 6 years ago. And the funnest thing I ever did in that car was launch it and spin around in it, and I just absolutely love all-wheel drive. Well, I got rid of the car because I never drove it, and I started having fun with this diesel truck, and I realized that I could have fun with this diesel truck just like I did with an all-wheel drive car by doing all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive launches in it. And it was just such a blast. There's something about hooking and not having to worry about spinning. And so that was kind of my plan with this truck, is to actually get it down low enough to where my CV angles are flat, and if there's any weight shifting going on, that the tire rods aren't too out of whack or anything like that. I do have upgraded tire rods on this truck, some kryptonites, and I plan on throwing a set of traction bars. Actually, probably, I was thinking a set of Caltrax or something in the rear, just to keep the axle from hopping. It's also got a 3200 stall in it from Circle D.
Stock 4060 for now.
Stock 4L60 for now. And probably a built 4L60 in the future.
Going a little against the grain. Everyone wants a 4L80, right?
I love being against the grain.
Yeah.
And honestly, the great thing about the 4L60 is its gears, right? Like its gearing, its first gear is shorter, so you've got more going on there out of the hole, and then your overdrive is actually longer, so it's great for cruising, and it's great for launching and taking off. It is. I know it's a lot weaker, but I think that if you get the right transmission from the right builder, then you'll be happy. So, I've heard stories of people building 4L60s and them just being, and obviously taking care of them. And the goal for the truck right now is 700 wheel horsepower, and I know that there are reputable transmission builders out there that can put a 4L60 together that will hold 700 wheel horsepower. So,
well, I like that.
Yeah. Let's see. I'll give you guys a little peek at the inside, just show you how clean it is. Mostly all original stuff inside. There are a few things I'd like to freshen up. I've had the seat redone once, and I think I've replaced like one piece of trim.
Yeah, this is probably the cleanest 2000s interior of a 1500 pickup you'll see.
Yeah, I'm very picky. Usually don't put the dogs in it or anything.
At least of one that's been off-road, yeah. Like,
yeah. Yeah.
Of all the 1500s that have at least done some real off-roading, this one is the cleanest.
Yeah. I'll pop the hood. So, this cold air intake was probably one of the first things I did to the truck, along with the exhaust. Everything after the Y pipe, pretty much. I did throw a set of shorties on it, probably literally 10 years ago. And that was more of like a budget build thing. So that's something that I'll probably throw some long tubes on it. I know there's a lot to be had there. I bought this manifold, I want to say about 9 years ago. Great manifold. Honestly, I don't think I've really benefited from it until it got a cam. The truck got a cam. So I think with all the air that it's flowing now, it's definitely less restrictive. So that helps a lot.
We will have some awesome videos coming up on the cam. We recorded the cam swap, so
yeah, we've got about 3 or 4 videos on that.
Yeah, so you guys can come along for that.
The heads have a little bit of work done to them. I had the whole top end redone. We threw some lifters in it, pretty much a whole new valve train. So the cam is spec'd for a Pro Charger, and that was kind of one of those things that I knew as soon as I threw the cam in it, that was going to be more of the route that I was going to go, because I did have the option to throw like a turbo cam on it, or just the naturally aspirated cam. And there are people who say that any cam is a turbo cam or any cam is a boosted cam, but the guys over at Brian Tooley Racing, Jacob, he helped me spec everything out, and I told him what I was looking to do, and this is what he recommended, so it's what we threw together. And I'm sure it's going to work great when the Pro Charger goes on, so it'll be a good little street truck.
It sounds nice.
Yeah, it does sound awesome. Surprisingly, a lot more lopey than I thought it would be. When I first put the exhaust on, I was so worried about hearing sound, especially at idle, with that stock cam, that I was like, oh yeah, don't put mufflers on it. And now that it's got the cam in it, and it idles around 850, 900 when it's just sitting there, it's like, yeah, it's a little much. So when I throw when I throw the new exhaust on, I'll probably play around with different setups on the mufflers, and then possibly make it to where I can remove them and install some pipes.
It'll be weird hearing this truck. I'm assuming you're going to do a crossover.
Yeah, I've been looking at a lot of speed engineering stuff. So
cool.
They've got really good kits. Unfortunately, being where I live here in Colorado, and more central, like around Denver area, we still have to deal with emissions. So, which will actually be interesting because this truck's supposed to go in next month for an emissions test, and the tuner does not think it's going to pass. So we will see how that goes. If not, we're gonna throw some corn at it and see if a little E85 won't clean it up. So,
which is actually interesting to me. I never knew that E85 was cleaner because it uses more fuel.
It does.
But you would think it wouldn't be cleaner, but it is apparently.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's funny. It's less fuel efficient. You use more of it.
Yeah.
But
cleaner.
Yeah. Yeah. So do a start on it. You guys can hear the cam.